Welcome back to our podcast where we talk about all things. It's giving beauty,
fashion,
pop culture, and a lot of kiki. I'm your pop culture baddie.
And your fashionable Scorpio.
So join us, Mommy Tiff
And Chan.
as we get feminine chaotic.
What?
It's the name of the podcast, Feminine Chaos. Duh.
Oh, I see what you did there. Hi, lovers. I'm Chan.
And I'm Tiff.
And this is the Feminine Chaos Podcast.
That was the one.
Is this still the Feminine Chaos Podcast?
It is.
Is it?
It is
Is
indeed.
it?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back to our podcast where we talk about all things. It's giving beauty, fashion, pop culture, and a lot of kiki. What has been going on with you?
Well, it's been a little bit over a month since
It has been.
We last yapped for real.
And a lot of things have taken place. Like a lot of things have taken place.
So many things.
So many things.
I'll go ahead and jump right into it. When we had taken a pause from this podcast, I thought I was about to lose my job, and we're back. I've lost my job.
As it happens.
And it's not funny. I'm honestly still processing it. I don't know how I'm going to really discuss it. I did talk about it on live because one of you, I'm not sure what your name is, but your screen name was like blah blah.
I'm crying.
But nevertheless, you were asking me, where's the Feminine Chaos Podcast? And I was like, where is the Feminine Chaos Podcast? So I was just like, in that moment, I was like, well, I'm gonna just say it. I had a lot going on in my life. And yeah, I got fired from my day job.
Honestly, whatever.
How about you, Chandler?
I too have had a lot going on as well.
Okay.
For our visual listeners and watchers,
YouTube subscribers,
we have upgraded from the green couch,
and
the girls have a blue velvet couch,
and
in addition to that,
right,
I am now a lady that lives alone.
Okay, in a new
1-bedroom apartment.
Period. Give it up. Give it up for the 1-bed girlies.
Yes,
Getting
that's
grown.
also why we
Getting
couldn't film. I was living amongst boxes for like 5 weeks. And then suddenly our studio, we didn't have a couch to film off of anymore.
Right.
We didn't have nothing. Our studio
was Chandler's clothes and boxes.
Yeah, our studio was packed up.
And a couple bottles of wine.
Yep, our studio was packed up. But I'm here.
Yeah.
I feel good. I look good. Summer is summering.
Okay.
I got the hairstyle of the season right
And
now.
And Zoo.
And my dating life is also not that bad. It could be better. It's not that bad.
Okay.
I do have a couple of complaints to make, but it's not that bad.
Well, let's save that for the Martini Club.
Sure.
Nevertheless, since it's been literally over a month now, I feel like
We got to hit the old topics.
so much has happened. And personally, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like every week an artist is dropping new music. I was like, it's so crazy how we can go through like years where there's like maybe one or two artists who drop like an album, a single, whatever. But for some reason, I don't know like who was in control of this year in terms of the music, but it seems like everybody who is a artist was told you need to drop music this summer.
And honestly, the music is musicking.
It is.
The music is musicking.
No complaints, honestly. The music is actually musicking so well. Well. It's something I feel like we all needed. I feel like a lot of what we're seeing now is results of people working really hard during like the pandemic and like of 2021 and seeing that all come to fruition. So yeah, I think we should just go ahead and dive straight into the pulse.
We're gonna take it back a little bit. I know everybody they have talked this one out, but let's take it back to Drake. Drake.
K-Dot, Kendrick.
and K. Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
They are indeed not like us.
They are indeed not besties like us.
Like us. Like us. Let's get into it.
As many of you know, there's always been a little bit of remnants of beef between...
They inherited the beef. No, it is. Even Kendrick said that. The beef is inherited from their bigger rapper like mentors and whatnot. So the beef truly is inherited, but then, it started getting a little purse.
Right. But what I
have purse.
There's always been just a little remnants of beef over the past couple of years, but come Cinco de Mayo, literally, I don't know what was going on, but what I will say is that I've never seen rap hits be made so quick.
Oh no, niggas were sleeping in the studio.
Turnaround time was...
Niggas were sleeping in the studio.
Insane. It was... I personally feel like they sent each other their diss tracks before they dropped it to the public. Because there's no way y'all are turning around songs like this.
But
Go ahead.
I can't speak for Drake.
Oh.
But I can speak from what I feel I know about Kendrick from what he has presented to the public. I can believe he wrote that shit in a couple hours.
Oh, for sure.
Or
for sure.
It was giving, I already had this shit in my back pocket and I was waiting on that nigga to act up.
Fair. And then he just added in the little pieces that he needed to add in.
Because Meet the Grams gave, I've been sitting on this for a couple years.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on this for a minute.
Felt a little too crafted.
It did.
Felt a little too premeditated.
It did. That one was a little eerie. I was going to sleep, waking up to mass pandemonium.
Right.
On the timeline.
Right.
And I was like, wow. Niggas, this was like, to me, I liked it so much because it's really hard to find true haters.
Bring back haters.
And I feel like niggas don't hate for real. And I think Kendrick was so committed to the hatred, to the hateration in this dancery.
Right, period to Ray J.
That I was just like, you know what? The hate is too real. I was like, I'm living for the hate. And also, this man dropped Euphoria in the middle of the day on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Right.
And dropped it on YouTube.
Right. He said,
tweeted the YouTube link, and all he said was Euphoria.
Right. He said, I can't wait to get this one up on the streaming services.
Couldn't wait.
He was like, I couldn't wait. Y'all just gonna have to get this. And when it gets up on Apple and Spotify and Tidal and all them,
6 minutes of pure hatred. I loved it. I did.
We needed this rap beef.
We did.
This was a level of entertainment that we haven't seen in music in quite some time. And
Real Housewives for men.
Real Housewives of Hip Hop.
Yeah, Real Housewives of Hip Hop.
For sure. Personally, I think Kendrick won.
Oh, you have the people, some of which I was doing yesterday, screaming. They not like screaming your rap diss track in the club.
It is a club banger.
It is a club
certified club banger.
There's something very visceral about screaming A minor.
And there's also,
let me hear you say OV ho.
OV ho.
Say OV ho.
OV.
Now step this way.
What?
Step that way. Man, step this way. Now step that way. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Man, step this way, step that way. Man, step this way, step that way. No, that's a fucking bop.
You have people line dancing in the club.
Line dancing in the club.
Okay.
Line dancing in the club.
Step to the left, step to the right.
Yep.
Listen,
he did it for the city.
He did it for the culture.
He did it for the culture.
Okay. My only thing I did not enjoy out of this whole rap beef was Drake basically, insinuating that Kendrick Lamar was an abuser and Kendrick Lamar insinuating that Drake was a pedophile. I don't like when we make these claims. And go ahead.
Obviously we don't know this stuff for sure, but allegedly, I do believe that there is enough evidence out there. I cannot speak on Kendrick, but I feel like I have seen enough with my own two eyes of, maybe we cannot use the word pedophile in regards to Drake, but predatory.
You could just say
absolutely.
You've seen questionable things.
I have seen what I would.
You could say you've seen
what I would perceive as predatory behavior from Drake, because why are you at your big hefty age dating 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds? Also, do you not think that it's strange to be pulling up to women's high school basketball games as a grown man and you have no affiliation? Like, you don't know, you don't have a niece in there, you don't have a daughter there, you don't have a little sister there, you just pulling up to pull up. That's weird. That's weird.
If that is true, it is giving R. Kelly behavior.
It's predatory.
It's giving R.
It's
Kelly
predatory.
behavior.
So, you know, I mean, if Kendrick said it.
Listen,
And I also, while, you know, you really do have to take everything at face value.
Yes.
There is a reason Drake has not sued over said allegations.
Allegations.
That's what I'm saying. But I think legal action would be pursued and taken if there was not evidence regarding, you know, but allegedly, whatever.
I hear you. Okay, moving on. Miss Billie Eilish herself.
Billie Lish.
Okay, Billie Lish.
Billie Lish.
Hits me hard and soft. Okay? This album was for the lesbians. I'm gonna just start off and say it right there.
For the gay girls.
Right ahead of Pride, she knew what she was doing. The marketing. Okay? Big lesbians. Okay?
It's to make you want to eat some coochie.
We need to talk about the duo that is her brother Phineas and Billie herself.
Yeah.
Her brother creating these amazing beats and her with just her vocal ability. Shout out to the parents.
Yep.
Shout out to the parents because they did their big one. They literally put out very talented children.
I imagine they feel how Tina Knowles and Matthew Knowles feel
for sure. About
when
Beyonce and Solange.
They made Beyonce and Solange.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, you know, later on, you know, socially adopted Calendria.
I'm dead.
I'm telling you, powerful wombs. Powerful wombs.
Agreed.
I walked into that room and I said, I want to make history.
Period.
And you know what we did? We made history. We made history.
Listen, truthfully, an album for the lesbians. I honestly, this really is such a great album. Like, Billie always puts out really good music. Right now, I'm completely obsessed with the first half. I'm obsessed with Skinny, Lunch. Is it Chihiro?
Chihiro?
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Billie, you know, we do keep a good secret. Let us know how to pronounce it, and then we sign NDAs real good.
Real good.
You know, if you want, you know, we could do a little interview, you know, like whatever we do, like we sign NDAs real good. You and Yvette know that, y'all.
Right. Obviously, Birds of a Feather. Who doesn't like? If you don't like that song, you're honestly a hater.
I love you till the day that I die. Till the day that I die. Till the light leaves my eyes. Till the day that I die. I want you to see how you look at me. No. That song gives, I need a partner bad. Like,
it does.
I
want to be in love bad.
I want to be in love.
Twin flame love.
Bad. I don't know about that one.
Oh?
I don't know about that one.
That was too much?
That was too much.
But that's what Birds of a Feather is, no? Twin flames? They flock together.
Deep soulmates. Deep soulmates. Okay. You know, everybody not ready for that one. So all y'all do not have twin flames. Okay, but anyway, that's the point.
Right.
It's giving. You know, I be playing like I don't, but at my core, and some people are gonna listen to this and be like, "This lying ass bitch." I really do want to be in love, and I would like to be in love with somebody that has a car, preferably. So when I play this song, we can roll all the windows down.
Yes,
and I can grab you by the arm and by the face, and we could just ride up into
through
the
my scalp.
Sunset. So I just want to let you know, like, if you're in love with me, please speak up now. Like, please come free. I just know my soulmate is out there just waiting for me to be free. Like, baby, come get me.
Through my scalp.
Come through my scalp. Come get me. Come get me.
Nevertheless,
Come get me.
Billie got up in that studio and put her cat on the mic.
Oh, whole coochie on the mic. Her clit.
And a sentence period.
Yep. Whole coochie on the mic.
Okay.
I think, but also...
Oh, go ahead. Before I move
Lunch actually is the number one, like, sapphic love song.
I
Like,
can see that.
Yeah.
And the video?
Well, I would like to bring some allegations to the floor real quick. Some of which that I would be very excited to see.
Oh.
If they even asked me to be a part of, I'd say yes.
Oh?
It is alleged that Billie,
Okay.
Quen Blackwell, and Odessa are in a lovers throuple. Or the more politically correct term is a triad.
Okay.
So it's not technically poly, but it's like the three of them
Got you.
are in a relationship. That is alleged.
You learn something new every day.
That is alleged. But if this is something that is true, you love to see it. You love to see it. And how can I be a fourth?
So what would that be, a quad? Or would that be poly?
Well, I guess if it was like two are dating and two are dating, then I think that's poly and then they date each other. But I think if because the three are in a relationship, that is a triad or a throuple.
Okay.
Because it's like because if we break up, the three of us technically have to break up.
Got you.
Versus like a poly is like we're in a relationship and then it's like I'm your anchor partner. So meaning we will always be together at the end of the day, but then we date outside of that and we have other partners that are not our anchor partners.
Right, and that's kind of more like you're open.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I watch, if you have not noticed, I watch a lot of couples therapy on Showtime, which is a good show. A great show, by the way.
Okay, well, shout out to Showtime.
Yeah, shout out to Showtime.
Next up on the docket, Miss Sabrine's Miss That's That Me Espresso.
That's That Me Espresso.
Because Jesus was a carpenter. Here we
are. With hair like wool, Jesus was black.
Stand up. If you a black girl, you black girl, you black girl, you black girl.
He actually deserves jail time for making that. For those that don't know, that is a song written by the world's worst partisan Fontaine. And he got his little Grammy from Invasion of Privacy and thought that he was just hot shit. And unfortunately, that's not the case. We stand with Megan over here. Next.
Ooh.
Sabrina.
Back to Sabrine's, who I'm calling it a Sabrina Carpenter summer. I also have a theory. And I've talked about this on my personal TikTok. If you follow me at MommyTiff. My personal theory is that Sabrina Carpenter is going to be our next Princess of Pop. I know that is a lot of shoes to fill. Who's the former?
Well, who is the current? Because I was like, are we about to skip Dua Lipa? Because I don't think she's reached princess yet, but I do think.
No, I think she's on the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you think Sabrina's coming after her?
She has much more work to do. I think like, my theory is she's going to be our future Princess of Pop. Like, in the future. Does that make sense?
No, I hear you.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm there with you yet.
Okay, that's fair.
But I hear you. But I do think I would give Troye Sivan that spot before we gave it to Sabrina. I just feel like I need to hear a couple more songs.
That's fair.
A couple more hits.
The album coming out August 23rd.
She needs a couple more years, though.
Oh, for sure.
She needs a couple more years. Then we can revisit.
This is me looking light years ahead. Because
this is you seeing the future.
Yes.
Okay.
Her music has shifted. Like the way that Espresso came out and Please, 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 that is very different from her past music.
This is true.
I feel like she maybe has switched up things on her team. I don't really know. But I also, too, not just from the music perspective, but the way that she's really encapsulated a personal style. Mm-hmm. The way the girls are recreating Sabrina Carpenter bangs, her makeup. It feels very almost as how people were obsessed with the way Britney used to look. Britney Spears. I know that's a lot of shoes to fill. I understand that. Britney Spears is one of my favorite artists of all time.
One of the biggest pop stars of all time.
I agree. I think Sabrina Carpenter has a lot more to do. I can just see her within that slot based off of her recent music choices. Okay, let me get further into my theory. So for me, the recent songs that she's come out with, Espresso and Please, 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 why I think those songs are so key right now is because not that she's doing necessarily anything different that other pop girlies are doing, but she's playing on a nostalgic aspect of songs that remind me that these songs that she created remind me of songs in the past that feel timeless, if that makes sense. So like when I heard Please Please Please, I immediately thought of ABBA. It gave me Dancing Queen vibes. That's what it gave me. And so when you think about it, they still play those songs in the club to this day.
Well, it depends on what club you go to.
Fair, but they're getting played in the club regardless. And then the way that espresso is just like crack. Mm-hmm. I don't know how else to explain it other than she literally put crack in that song.
Because I think what's been happening is we've been missing, good
pop. Good pop. Yeah.
And like Dua Lipa can only carry the girls on her back, but for so long.
I also think Dua's not just pop though, because she gets into the elements of like dance.
Yeah, pop, dance, techno. Yeah. But I think that Sabrina just made her a good pop hit, like a good summertime hit. Came out at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Lyrics are easy to remember. And that really be the key. Sometimes we don't want to hear all that wordplay.
Right.
We got to get pop is back to the basics. And I feel like this is what we've been missing from pop for a very long time. She might just be the missing link. And, you have your traditional pop girls like Taylor Swift, but it's like niggas don't want to be bumping that all the time.
Taylor Swift is for a very specific mood.
She's also for a very specific audience, if you're catching my drift.
Yes. But she's also for like when I think of espresso, like I put that on to wake me up in the morning. Like I need to wake up. That song wakes me up. That song makes me excited about the day. That song makes me want to take on the day.
I'm working late cause I'm a singer. But he looks so cute.
What?
Wrap around my finger. Yeah.
Listen, we were singing that song
loudly
all of Memorial Day. Like I could not stop it. Like everything I was like, every time I spoke, somehow Sabrina Carpenter's lyrics came through my mouth. Like it was ridiculous. Nevertheless, I'm really excited to see the rest of the album. The album is called Short and Sweet. It comes out August 23rd. How dare she make us wait that long? Fine. But I also too, it coming out in August because typically when like artists drop music, I feel like they drop it for the season, and I'm like, so is this gonna be giving like a fall winter vibe? Because that's not.
No, it could be giving end of summer vibe. Because I feel like the beginning of summer is not the same as the end of summer. Like
fair.
If Kaytranada were to drop in August with the music this good, I'd be like,
I would be pissed.
You missed the moment.
Yeah, you wasted my time.
The moment.
You wasted my time. I'm just curious. I'm curious because I feel like her songs are very summer-esque. But hey, also too, on a visual aspect, because I was talking about this with my mother who was in her 20s in the disco era. And she was like, these videos remind me of the videos that were back in like the late 70s, early 80s. I think she's really curated a look and a visual for her brand, at least for this album.
I'm also glad the girls are getting back to curating a music video.
Yes. And that's what it gives.
I feel like we have missed the mark on that for so
I want a cinematic production.
Yes. Like, yes, please. I'm tired of y'all standing in front of a fucking bodega with a mic. I'm tired of the shit. Like, let's put some fucking effort and some money into this, please.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited to hear the rest of the album. Any more thoughts before we move on?
No notes.
Okay, period.
No notes.
No crumbs. Next up, Kaytranada's Timeless album.
The album is timeless.
And is.
The album is timeless.
This, personally, for me, is the album of my summer. I will say that.
Oh, absolutely.
The minute I heard the first track, Pressure, I said, whoa, wait.
It's light. It is so light. It's just like, ooh.
It's light, but it gets you excited because you think somebody is. So the way that particular track is set up, it feels like a hip hop beat that either a backpack rapper or like a Mount Rushmore.
Words of Fran on the friend zone. It's the backpack rappers.
Or a Mount Rushmore type of rapper would hop onto. I'm see an Andre 3000. I can see a Jay-Z. I can see a Nas hop onto that beat. Honestly, wouldn't be mad if they hopped on a remix Like something about that song feels like it needs to be more, but I think he was intentional with that because that was the introduction of the album of like, yeah, I just hit you with this heat, now you got to listen to the rest of the album.
And I also think I loved how he used the album to also make a space for smaller artists like Tinashe, Duran Bernard, Rochelle, Raven Lenae. And like Kaytranada is huge. Some other people would not be willing to give up some very coveted feature slots to this many small artists. Yes. Let me not say small, but smaller. Now listen, they go platinum in my household.
Not as mainstream.
I think not as mainstream is a better thing. Better term. They've gone platinum in my house, but they haven't gone platinum in everybody else's house. And I'm glad
platinum in my car,
that they are getting the recognition
I agree.
that is deserved. Also, my favorite track,
Ooh,
Due to Me, Anderson .Paak and Sir.
Let's talk about that.
Kaytranada put his whole badussy in that song. Like quite cocaine of the cleanest.
Right. The way that I've been waiting for Anderson .Paak and for Kaytranada worlds to meet, it's been made sense. Like if you listen to the songs that like Anderson .Paak raps over, it very much feels familiar to a beat that Kaytranada would put out. Also, too, a link up that I've been dying to see, Kaytranada and Pink Panthers. Are we joking? My queen of house. I don't know if she's y'all's queen of house, but my queen of house right now, Pink Pantheress.
And they had my girl on a 3-minute song.
And Zill. Right, because, you know, she quick to hit you with
a little 1-2, and it's done. And you get done. 2 hooks, maybe. It's end of song.
Okay. Who else did I love hearing on... Yeah, like you said, Tinashe.
Duran Bernard for Weird, I loved.
Yes.
Feel Away, Don Toliver. The sound was so different. I loved it. Honestly, I think as I continue to listen to the album, I will continue to find more favorites throughout. But it's just so fucking good. Yeah. It's just so fucking good. It's very like, if you are familiar with apartment life,
yes, get up on YouTube.
Get up on SoundCloud. Listen to your apartment life.
You mixes. A house girly?
This is apartment life. You can play it straight through.
A Brooklyn rooftop girly?
Yep. Oh, well, we're gonna get into the Brooklyn of it all.
I'm weak. This album, first initial thoughts. I know we're like already deep into our analysis, but first initial thoughts. This would sound great on a Brooklyn rooftop. Oh, we got some new and improved house music that I haven't heard in a while. Oh, also too, just a final note. I really did not expect for Mariah the Scientist and for Kaytranada to sound good together.
I wasn't feeling that song.
Really?
I didn't dislike it, but I wouldn't click on it to listen to it first.
Okay, that's one of my favorite on the album right now.
Okay. Opinions are opinions.
Nevertheless, anything else you want to say about any of the music of the summer?
I would implore everybody to listen to 2 songs. The first one you need to listen to is Alter Ego by Doechii. That is I have on my best outfit and I am pumping to the subway.
The combination of Doechii and JT.
Doechii and JT, Alter Ego. After you listen to that, you then need to put in your queue the Alter Ego Kaytranada mix.
Yes, I did just hear that. It was really good.
Now that is a summertime sound.
Yeah.
Also, and Hustle That Cat by RuPaul. You say you want to win it. I want to see you sweat. Put your whole kitty in it.
Period.
Tap in. So those are my 3 summer. You got to have it in your back pocket. You got to have it.
On your playlist, on the repeats. Period. Okay, well, I think that's all for the post. We want to get into the TikTok of the news, but before we do that,
speed round,
right?
Which are hot one-liners and call-outs in pop culture. So today's speed round is going to be a little bit more on the serious side.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with the light one.
Okay.
Denise Richards and family is getting a reality show called Denise Richards and the Wild Things on E! Or Bravo. It's one of the 2.
I'm not mad about that.
I'm not mad about it either.
I'm not mad
She's
about
very
that.
Crazy, and I will be tuning in.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Retweet.
I would also like them to extend a reality show invitation for family to Candice Dillard Bassett. She
Candace
is currently
does not
with
wanna be on
Child,
reality right
but I
now.
think our show with her and Chris would eat.
It was,
I just feel like the drama of
focused.
RHOP was too much, and that's okay. Like we got to remove her from that.
I agree. I think in the future she might come back to RHOP, but I think she's just really focused on her music right now, and I'm not mad about that.
We love you, Candice, and I know you're gonna be such a good mom, girl. But shout out to Denise. I will be tapping into the show.
Yes.
Slight trigger warning for this next statement. There was an AI porn video released of Megan Thee Stallion, which are now pushing more people to ask about, and request more laws being surrounding AI.
Horrible.
This type of content, and then it also begs the question: we need to now draw the line with stan culture. Because
And AI.
Oh, AI as well, but I think
that feels
this
almost
was
like
made
revenge porn in a way.
It is. This is it. I don't know if it's illegal, but it should be. There's no laws
no laws
surrounding
with AI, and that's the issue.
surrounding this, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
But sending a lot of love to Megan on her very beautiful sold out hottie tour.
I'm so sick.
Sold out. Yante went, and Yante, I have it out for you because you really think that you're better than me that you were able to go to that. And I'm just very sick right now. But, congratulations. I'm just, I just wish I could have went too. Like,
I'm weak. I was supposed to go with one of my ex-coworkers. Shout out to Candice. And she got sick that week, unfortunately. And I'm so sick because that was the New York location where she brought out Cardi. Mm-hmm. And that was the same night that they announced that there was going to be a Wannabe remix. The content I would have collected that night, Chandler.
but it's not about the content, though. It's about the experience.
It's fine because I got the recap. And what happened? Cardi reposted me twice. So it all worked out. God's time.
Next trigger warning. Powers Michael Rainey Jr. was recently sexually assaulted on a Twitch stream with user Tyleel, who runs the Tyleel show.
On a Twitch stream?
I personally am not familiar with Twitch streamer Tyleel, but I guess he is of the same realm, or I don't even want to say caliber, but like of the same type of streamer as Kai.
Okay.
He has a pretty big following. He brings people and celebrities onto the show the same way that Kai does and other Twitch streamers do. And when they were streaming this past weekend, Tyleel's little sister was touching and feeling on Michael Rainey Jr. Basically, she sexually assaulted him.
That's horrible.
And people have been dropping statements about it. And Michael Rainey Jr. also dropped a statement earlier today saying that he does not know how to feel about this yet. I'm paraphrasing. It has not yet processed this, but he was like, this is not something I'm okay with. In the beginning, Tyleel's first, I don't want to call it an apology video, but him addressing it was just him saying, listen, that's my family. I'm not going to do too much on her, talking about his little sister, and then proceeded to say that she's never been around anybody of that caliber before, so she didn't know how to act. That's what he said. After Michael Rainey Jr. dropped his statement, and he was obviously getting pushback on social media, he then proceeded to drop a little IG apology saying that this was unacceptable. His sister would never be allowed on his stream again. He's very disgusted with her behavior and her actions. My thing is, I don't think any of his family should have been allowed in that work setting personally, because also there were little children there.
I'm like, how did this all take place on a Twitch stream? That's what I'm so confused about.
The way it was set up is that Tyleel was sitting in front. So it was like there were people sitting down.
Okay.
Then there were
like
a bunch
an audience of some sort.
No, there was no audience. We're saying how they were sitting in front of the camera.
Okay.
So Tyleel was like sitting in like a gamer's chair, and then I guess his other family members were sitting next to him as well. And then Michael Rainey Jr. and his crew that he brought were standing behind them. So you cannot see what's going on really below. See below Michael Rainey Jr.'s waist.
Okay.
But you can see hand movements. And then so his sister is standing next to Michael Rainey Jr. and you can tell that she's like, I guess, attempting to whisper in his ear. And you can see that he is getting very uncomfortable. And then you can see her hand go to like touch him. And then at that point, his friend, I guess, who was behind the camera, noticed and walked over. And then Michael Rainey Jr. left the set about 20 minutes later, like 20, 30 minutes later.
That's horrible.
So Tyleo, mind you, I don't know of this Tyleo man. Apparently he is a big streamer. I don't know.
Right.
But I am familiar with Michael Reed. I am familiar with Tariq. Okay. So, but I think we must do better.
I hope that he gets the help that he
Yes,
he
and I
deserves,
hope
'cause
Michael is also able to process this as well.
That's a different level. Like, you not only got sexually assaulted, but you got sexually assaulted in a public setting.
Yeah, an extremely public setting where now everybody gets to
look at that.
To feel, just be like, get to have an opinion on your situation.
I don't like that.
Because even 50 Cent posted on Instagram today, he was like, oh, this wasn't sexually assault. She was just being really aggressive. And it's just like, you see.
And who are you to have the authority to say that? Anyways. Okay.
Anyway.
Right.
So there's that. And then I just want to pause here at the next one-liner because this has been a massive conversation on X.
Oh, I'm nervous.
The Tompkins Avenue block party in Brooklyn.
I did see some TikToks last night about some arrests.
Currently on hold. Due to the police having to arrest a couple of people on Sunday night because the block party was supposed to end at 6 or 7. And they was out there at 9 or 10 standing on cars and public drinking and causing, doing public rowdiness. Riffraff. So the police went out there and, shacked them up. But that's not what I'm here for. This has now spiraled into a major conversation in regards to the New York native versus the New York transplant.
Okay.
This started with a video with, if you are familiar with skincare influencer Sean Garrett, had a bottle of Alizé on Twitter, and he said it's an Alizé summer. The video starts out with him holding his Alizé. The girls love the Alizé. And panned over to him, a bunch of other influencers, and just good-looking black people throwing a block party in Brooklyn.
Hold it right there. Because when I tell you, it wasn't this past weekend, but the weekend before, and I saw all these fine black people on my 40
Well, that was
page.
at Tompkins Ave. That was Tompkins Ave. But this wasn't a Tompkins Ave. This was just a block party that I think NYC closed through. Yeah, so this was like a separate block party. This wasn't like, this wasn't by Tama.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but just seeing, like, the minute I started sending you those videos, and I was just like, Chandler, we have to go to the next one.
I was in attendance on Sunday. And
how was it?
The men look good.
Period.
The women look good too.
Period.
Everybody look good.
It was blackness.
It was if you were
blackness.
BLAQUE. But I just want to pause on the New York native versus transplant conversation. Okay. How do you feel about that? Because we are two New York City transplants, but we are from New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And some of y'all may agree, may disagree. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I don't really care. But my entire side of the family is from Jersey City. Okay. Jersey City culture and New York City culture is almost identical.
Synonymous.
Very much synonymous. So I'm not saying that does not make me a New York native. And I think the concerns that people are bringing up are valid. But I think some of the anger is a bit misplaced. Okay. Because I think somebody holding a bottle of Alizé, having a good time on a Brooklyn stoop should not be what started this conversation. What starts this conversation should be rent prices through the roof. Right. And now families that have lived here for generations are being displaced and can't afford it. That should have started it. So I think the anger is a little misplaced. I think it's valid. Right. But I do think this shouldn't have been the one that kicked it off. How much does the bottle cost? I would say it's like $30. It's not like Class A. No, you can get, girl, they got damn near.
So what's the tea with the bottle? I'm not aware.
It's nothing with the bottle. The tweet was, it was amongst the lines of, I don't like these new blacks that are taking over and cosplaying Brooklyn culture. I am paraphrasing, but that is essentially what was said.
That's fair. Okay. I totally get the conversation of why native New Yorkers have an issue with transplants. But from my understanding, the issue that there truly is with transplants, and what I've seen from my For You page on TikTok, is people who come into New York and are upset with how things have always been in New York and New York culture and what makes New York New York. And like, for instance, people complaining about like Subway and the way that the Subway works, and like people say, oh, the Subway is just so unsafe, which to an extent the Subway can become unsafe.
But I think safe in New York is relative.
It's, to be fair, it's unsafe everywhere.
Yeah, this is keep your head on a swivel. This
is a urban environment.
Yes.
This is a city.
Yes, you live in a city.
Cities all across the world are unsafe because there's always just going to be people who are going to cause crime in cities, in urban environments, right? Nevertheless, even though I'm a transplant, I typically fall on the side of natives because even though like New Jersey, New Yorkers have their beef, whatever, I totally understand what it's like to have somebody come into your home and try and take over and tell you how your shit about to run.
Or come and use up your resources,
right,
and then leave,
take away from you,
leave.
Or complain about things that make your city what it is. So personally, I don't know the full story on the bottle of Alizé.
It has nothing to do with the Alizé.
Okay.
It's just that this video itself started the tweet itself quoted to the video started the entire conversation that has been so much over my TL that I just had to get off.
Right.
Where basically he was just like, I don't like these new blacks, these Brooklyn blacks that are coming and cosplaying Brooklyn culture and are taking away from the community. Right. My thing about it is we don't know how many people in those video, and I'm not playing devil's advocate. I just think that like, how did we come to this conclusion off of quite literally a TikTok? It's TikTok. Like, how did we get here? So I think the anger is valid. I just think we're placing it at the wrong thing.
Gotcha.
At the wrong thing. And I also think if we want to now tie it back to the Tompkins Avenue block party, when I was there, because I was there yesterday.
How was it?
It was very, very nice. It was a mix of sick. It was a mix of natives, a mix of transplants. There were children out.
I love that.
But what TAMA was made for, which is the Tompkins Avenue,
the people
who
host
yes, like the TAMA Association.
Okay.
It was made during the pandemic the block party was made during the pandemic to help build up black businesses that took a hit during COVID.
I love that.
So that is why the block party was started.
Got you. I love the foundations of that.
Exactly. Now, in the prior, the block party has been shut down, and sometimes it has been hard to re-get permits for it because people want to go there, drink, get rowdy, and act a fool. And
As people do.
Also, sometimes niggas don't know how to go home. You know that.
I do know that.
Sometimes niggas don't know how to go home. And like, whatever, but these are sometimes now the ramifications. You're ruining it for everybody else. Yes. Okay. So I think like with the block party and all of that, just the one thing I have to say, because I think the concerns are valid, because people are never going to stop moving to New York. That's first thing.
Oh yeah, it's the melting pot.
When you come and live in these cities, please
respect it.
Not only respect it, but respect the people that have been living there. Respect your neighborhood. Learn about the people that have been living there, and figure out how you can give back to your community. Also, I think another interesting point about the conversation, which I have seen happen in real time, we live in Harlem. I just moved from Harlem, but I live
in the Heights, but
I now live in the Bronx, and I can walk to Harlem. We are uptown baddies. Yes. We're uptown baddies. Some of y'all, and this is where I side with the native New Yorkers, some of y'all, Brooklyn transplants in particular, be acting like y'all are just so scared to cross 14th Street. And that I do have an issue with, because when I tell people I live in Harlem, I live in the Bronx, I lived in Harlem for almost 4 years. When I tell people I live in Harlem, oh my God, why would you live all the way up there? I like living here.
Harlem is such a beautiful place.
I love living in Harlem. One of my non-negotiables.
So much culture.
One of my non-negotiables for my apartment, which
art.
Unfortunately I could not fulfill, was if I cannot live in Harlem, I need to be 5 minutes from Harlem. And let me tell you, girl, I am 5 minutes from Harlem. So that is where I do align and stand completely with the native New Yorkers. And I just be like, why are y'all scared to just come uptown, have a good time uptown? Like, Harlem has block parties. Uptown is fun.
I can't hold you. We've had a couple good times uptown.
Uptown is fun. And I feel like we're so immersed in the culture that there are times when we will never leave uptown and we will have a better time than you niggas in Brooklyn. And I'm sorry.
Ooh, clock it. Gag it.
Gag it. Gag it. Word to Fanita. Gag it. Gag it. I wanted to just bring that to the floor.
Okay.
I know our speed roundup is normally a little lighty, jokey joke, but you know, there were just some things that I felt we needed to talk about as a people.
Fair.
Because like everybody says, you know, sometimes there are conversations that y'all are having in the front yard and we need to be having at the dinner table.
Ooh.
And I think it's about time that we start cultivating these conversations at the dinner table. Because I don't know what you and y'all friends do, but me and my friends, when these cameras go down.
And the mics go down. Because sometimes you need to put that mic down.
And you sit on the couch with your homegirls. We are having real life conversations and real life discussions. And I think some of y'all need to do the same.
And so.
But let's get into our viral clip of the week.
Bucking, yo, bucking, like a pinnacle bull, bucking, wow, bucking, a good night, look, money is bull, look at that horse,
And that was our viral clip of the week. And as you guys know, it is Black Music Month, so we wanted to highlight one of our favorite TikTok DJs and DJs in real life. He moves between Philly and New York, Jacob Dior.
Okay, shout out Jacob.
Honestly, Yvette, I know you're watching. Beyonce, Parkwood, I know y'all are watching right now. I know y'all listening. I know y'all are really big fans.
Checks up on us from time to time.
They do check up on us from time to time. Like, you know, an Ivy Park box would be nice. But anyway, as you're curating your DJs for the Cowboy Carter tour, we would like to request that Jacob be there at the very least for a Pennsylvania or New York location, because he just is that good.
Preferably. Or New Jersey.
If you like, you know, like if you guys want us to make that connection for you, we can do that. My Instagram is Chandler C. Carter. And I'm like there to give you my phone number, email, all that. And we can just like liaison back there. So like Parkwood Entertainment, let me know how you guys are feeling.
Period.
Okay. But today on TikTok news,
I can't with us.
bitch, it's about to get messy.
Okay.
So let me take a swig of my drink.
Ooh, let me take
because we have good mess.
You didn't want to cheers?
Oh,
that was rude. That was
Tiff. You like to turn your cup, because let me tell y'all, this is a brand new couch, and it's a little spillage.
In all fairness, I do have a million things on me. Okay.
Thank you. So it's time to get messy, girls. Today, a woman by the name of Destiny has found out that her and her best friend shared the same baby daddy.
Ooh.
So we have Destiny. Her and her best friend were pregnant at the exact same time by the exact same man, and she never knew until her best friend of 10 years had a secret baby shower. Let's get into it. Destiny was dating a man.
Okay.
And you know, this is the type of shit that happens when you date men. Was dating a man for over 3 years and had her best friend for over a decade. Destiny finds out that her friend was pregnant, but her best friend kept saying that she didn't know who the father was. She had a one-night stand, and she just didn't know who he was. Destiny kept saying, well, you know, do you want to keep it? And the girl was like, yes, I do want to go through with the pregnancy. And Destiny was like, okay. She never said if she was or was not for or against abortion, but she was just kind of like, you know, like my friend said she wanted to keep the baby, I'm gonna support her.
Okay.
And she was pregnant at the same time as well. So she said, okay, cool.
Interesting.
Around the 6-month mark, Destiny has a baby shower, and the best friend and her friends and all her family is invited. And her boyfriend of 3 years is also in attendance at said baby shower. Before the baby shower happens, Destiny reaches out to her best friend and says, are you gonna have a baby shower? And the best friend was like, you know, I'm just feeling really like down and out about not knowing who the father of my child is gonna be. I'm just feeling very like You know, I'm not really feeling good about it.
Okay.
So I'm just not going to have one. Destiny was like, okay, let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. You my homegirl. Let me know. So like our kids finna be, you know, like our kids finna be
besties.
They finna be besties.
Yeah.
And you're my homegirl.
They was low-key in a pregnancy pack.
Exactly. Fast forward the day of the baby shower. So Destiny has her baby shower on, let's say, I'm making up a Friday.
Okay.
The best friend's baby shower was on Saturday. Saturday morning, Destiny gets a phone call from a mutual, and it says, hey, are you going to so-and-so's baby shower? Destiny said, what are you talking about? Obviously, the girl ain't know. The girl said, oh, so-and-so having a baby shower. Destiny checked her location. Dum did not know to turn her location off. And Destiny called her cousins, and she just felt in her spirit that it was finna be some bullshit. And she said, I need y'all to pull up with me. Destiny pulls up to the baby shower.
This is getting crazy.
And she sees her man's car in the parking lot.
So do you think at that point
license plate and all?
Or do you think she was like, maybe she invited my boyfriend, but why would she invite me?
Well, she said in the video she was just confused. Because she was like, one, this is my best friend of 10 years. I didn't know you was having a baby shower. Right. And somebody who I don't know as well had to call me and tell me that. Two, why is my nigga here?
Right.
And that's literally how she said it on the TikTok. She was like, how and why is my nigga here? So she gets to the baby shower. And so she waits for her cousins to pull up. Because the minute she saw that her man car in that parking lot, she said something is amiss. Walks in that baby shower.
Oh my God.
Her best friend.
I'm throwing up.
And her man is standing next to her best friend with his hand on her stomach.
Pass away.
On her stomach.
Pass away right then and there. I'd pass away right then and there.
On her stomach. And obviously, now at this point, they're probably both 6-7 months pregnant. So they're showing.
First of all, both of them are going to hell.
She walks in, her and her cousins make a scene. Now, this is the point in the story where I start laughing. The girl's cousin puts the boyfriend's mother in a chokehold.
Wait.
They start fighting the boyfriend's sisters. No. It's really like they tearing up the baby shower.
Wait, but why?
Then at the end of the baby shower, her and her cousins stole all of the gifts at the baby shower. Stole all the gifts. And honestly, my type of bitch.
Black people.
And so she steals all of the baby's the baby stuff. Now later on throughout the video, she proceeds to say, while she did feel bad that the baby was a bystander in this whole situation, she would do it again. And honestly, I feel like the baby will not remember this, but as a fuck you to somebody that I was calling my sister for over a decade, I too would have stole all that baby stuff. So I think that was a fair play, because she should have put hands on you. If y'all wasn't pregnant, I think y'all should have fought. I think y'all should have fought.
I can't. I really can't.
So throughout all this, Destiny's cousins and the boyfriend. So when all this happened, the boyfriend runs up out the apartment. I mean, out the baby shower.
Somebody need to get him.
And her cousins are now on a high speed chase with him on the highway, like they're the police.
Like O.J. Simpson.
Yep. And she calls her cousins and she's like, honestly, it's no tea. The nigga gotta come home. She was like, it's fine. Like, we're just gonna get him when he come home.
Yeah.
Over the course of probably like, I guess a week or a couple weeks or a couple months, she ends up talking to her ex-best friend, and she's just kind of like, I'm just trying to figure out.
Grapple.
One, how this happened.
Right.
Two, when did this happen? And three, how long was this going on for? Comes to find out, the girl got pregnant 2 weeks before Destiny. Her and the boyfriend had been having an affair for a year.
Oh my God.
Fucking for a year, which is absolutely insane behavior. Again, if they were not pregnant, they should have fought. They should have fought. And then, but I think the more trifling part of it was...
He should have gotten fought. He's the problem.
Oh, absolutely. But the cousins were finna handle that. I think the more trifling part of the entire situation also was, I guess the best friend, had some sort of like housing insecurity or some sort of like housing situation. And Destiny brought her to live in her home for a long period of time because the girl had nowhere to stay.
And that's probably how it came
and
about.
I think that in Destiny, in the video, she's saying like, I never thought anything of it. Like, I never thought that I would be scared to leave you alone with my man because you my homegirl.
Yeah.
And I think the part that really got me, and I think more people should approach and attack friendship this way. She was like, while I was with that nigga for 3 years, she was like, it's fuck him. She was like, a man is a man. Like, she was like, we can get another man. It is what it is. She was like, the real issue is you are my homegirl of 10 years. And I think that's the part that got me, because it's
sick.
Like,
that makes me
we doing
sick.
all this over a man. So it's playing out over a couple years. And over a couple months. And this whole time, Destiny is like, well, when that baby comes out, I want a paternity test. Now, let me tell y'all something. Don't wait until the baby comes out. You need to get in-womb DNA tests. You can do that. You may have to pay extra, but when you got a situation like this, just stick that swab up there, and we need to do it. Yes, you need to do an in-womb paternity test. It does happen. It is real. You can do that. And I think she should have done that. You should have paid extra with the insurance. But anyway, they're trying, they're going through the conversations. Now, the baby daddy did not show to the birth of the best friend's son. So and they ended up having the baby. She showed up to Destiny's, but they ended up having the babies a week apart. Fast forward 4 months later, they end up getting the paternity test.
I'm scared.
The baby is not his.
But you know what? What's done in the dark must come to light.
The baby was not his. I don't know if the father has ever been found. I personally did not watch that far, but I got what I needed to get, and the baby was not his.
End of story.
Safety. And now you have lost your child's potential sibling and your best friend.
Oh my God. I could not imagine that. I could not imagine. 10 years.
I think
10 years, and you would think you would know somebody in 10 years.
And I brought this up because I had this conversation with Sheila and Kennedy. We went to happy hour and we talked about this TikTok at happy hour.
That's like if you and me. I just can't even fathom that. You know what I mean? Like,
we talked about this TikTok at happy hour, and I said, for somebody to commit something so grimy,
right?
To do something with a grime level 3000, you have to be already showing some sort of
hatred.
Yes, but no.
Jealousy.
No. You have to be showing some sort of behavior that you are a grimy bitch. And your friend was probably thinking, she'll just never do me like that. And unfortunately, you did get done like that. Because I have had friends, singular, I have had a friend in the past that I have seen do grimy shit.
Okay.
And I just used to be like, bitch, like, that's so grimy, blah, blah, blah. And
then thought it would never happen to you.
I thought it would never happen to me. And then one day, the grimy shit did indeed happen to me. And now you're blocked.
When people show you who they are,
believe them, whether it happens to you or not. So I think the situation is shitty, and that should have never happened to the girl at all.
Yeah.
But I can't say it happened out the blue. Maybe y'all were committing grimy acts together. Maybe you knew she was a grimy bitch. I feel like, and if you've known somebody for 10 years...
There might be telltale signs.
If you've known somebody for 10 years, you've seen signs of grime.
The issue is that, she's probably seen signs of grime, but like, kind of like what you said, she never thought that it would happen between them.
Yes, but you can't give grimy people that much.
I understand, but I think when you get like to an extent of like you've been friends with somebody for so long, you ignore them. You personally ignore the red flags. We do that with men who we've known for like 2 weeks. Please. You think
that's not okay either.
It's not. And I don't want to normalize that, but that's the reality. And that's right. And I don't want to ignore that because that it is somewhat of a reality. Women will sit here and meet a man that they've known for a couple of months and ignore multiple red flags. I can only imagine if you've known
y'all
a
need
friend,
to stop doing that shit.
I included. But imagine knowing somebody for 10 years. Oh, it's so easy to ignore red flags. You've probably let many things sweep under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, it's more of a shell shock situation because of the fact that it's been 10 years. And you would hope that someone you've known for that long would never do you in such a dirty and grimy way. But that's not a singular story. Like, there's other people who've been in relationships and friendships for so long.
Oh no, that shit is common.
And people do them so crazy. Or there will be people who are your personal haters and will get close to you and you never know till years later.
I just think, imagine letting a man come between something that should be extremely sacred to you.
Yeah.
10 years. And even the girl said that she was like, it's fuck this man. Like, it is what it is. Like, she was like, it's fuck this nigga, like, whatever. But she was like, you are my homegirl.
Yeah.
She was like, I had you living in my house. And she was like, mind you, we used to be on the phone together talking shit about this man's mother and his aunt and his sisters, because she was like, they used to treat me so terribly. Little did I know you were behind my back kicking about it. And I think the craziest part about the whole situation is everybody knew but her. Everybody knew. She was like, nobody said anything.
I hate that.
Everybody knew but her.
I hate that so much because now I'm looking at the rest. Like, because at that point when it's like, there's a situation everyone knows but you're looking at the people surrounding you, you're like, oh, so y'all don't give a fuck about me.
Well, that's
dang, I feel like that was low-key Martini Club too, but whatever.
That was it for the TikTok tea, y'all.
All
mess.
right.
Good mess.
Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into Girl, Let's Talk.
Girl, let's talk.
It's been a minute since we talked about, well, anything really, but specifically beauty and the fashions. Nevertheless, Miss Robin Rihanna Fenty. Rihanna is actually the proper pronunciation, but nevertheless, she has officially launched, as of today, Fenty hair. Nevertheless, I remember when this first got announced. And when this first got announced, a lot of what, based off of the evidence that was dropped, a lot of us thought we would be getting, not products.
Wigs. Wigs.
So let's talk about it. Now, from the visuals and the marketing that has been currently pushed to us, Fenty hair is a line that was created for those who are constantly switching up their hair look. This is coming from articles and direct quotes from the marketing campaigns, right? Whether you're wearing it natural to having it to having it in braids or under wigs, the goal is to strengthen and repair your hair for all hair types. Now, in an environment where there is a surplus of celebrity brands, specifically, we've just recently seen Beyonce launch Sacred Hair, which the mission between Sacred Hair and Fenty hair seems very synonymous. And also too, with the amount of hair care brands that are for all hair types that are out right now. The question begs, and what a lot of people are asking on TikTok is, did we need another hair care brand that was putting out products for all hair types? Or was there an expectation for something specifically from Rihanna that we wanted differently?
I think so. There are a couple things at play here, and I I knew this in the back of my mind, but didn't realize it until I talked to Yante and Joe about it, friends of the show.
Shout out to Yante and Joe.
Yante was like, and she made this amazing point that I think sometimes people forget. When you are, as a Black woman, when you are stuck on a hair routine, I have had the same products and same hair routine for years.
That's interesting.
That I am actually kind of scared to step outside of because they work so good for me.
That's a different situation for me, but continue.
But there are a lot of Black women that feel that way, where it's like, I have spent years and months crafting a perfect routine just for my hair.
Yes.
That it's like, now you want me to spend money on something that may not work for me. And the Fenty hair, it's not expensive per se, but it's not, the
Well,
most
do we
affordable.
know the price yet?
I think it's probably gonna be like 30, 40. I looked it up on Sephora and it's there. You can pre-order. I think it's like 30, 40.
See, when I looked at it
like
last,
a sacred pricing.
Okay, when I looked at it last, I couldn't see the prices. But
I think it's gonna be around sacred pricing, but I think it's the same thing with sacred, where it's just kind of like. Now, honestly, the reviews on Sacred are too good that it's just kind of like, I think it's going to work for everybody.
Give you the Sacred reviews.
But I think
while Fenty, every hair care product.
While Fenty, we love Fenty. Fenty Skin was a little bit of a flop. The Fenty clothing line did not go on for that long. So it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Savage X Fenty?
No. The Fenty, the clothing store. Exactly, it wasn't open for that long.
I wasn't even aware.
Exactly, it was only open for a little bit.
I was aware.
And the pieces were nice, but again, it's just kind of like there are a lot of celebrity ventures that y'all are asking us to put money into and invest in, and I think it's just too many. Like everybody don't need a hair care line. Everybody don't need a makeup line. Everybody don't need a skincare line. Everybody don't need a tequila. And like I think I'm just over niggas asking us for money when it's just kind of like we in times where people can't pay rent or can't pay bills, can't buy groceries, and you want me to buy another hair product. And I love Rihanna, I do, and I'm very loyal to Fenty makeup and any type of Fenty makeup, but I don't know if I'll be purchasing Fenty hair. I probably need to see some reviews on it, but like I still also have not bought Sacred either. Okay, so. And it's no shade to either of them. It's just kind of like, I have shit that works for me. I'm not really running to go spend $50 on a conditioner. And also because my hair type, my hair is very, very fine. It's curly, but it's fine. So it's like 4B, like 4A, 4B. But it's extremely fine at the top and it sheds a lot. I cannot use everything and also does not like everything, even if it is the best shit on the market. And it just needs to retain a lot of moisture. So... I'm not going to be spending my money on everything. Sorry.
I love my hair to death, but I unfortunately have hair that gets really, like, it gets annoyed with products after, like, 6 months. Which is very not a financially great situation for me. My hair will love products and get addicted to them and then suddenly stop working. Like the amount of edge controls I've had to switch on a daily basis. I used to love Eben. And my hair, after like 3 months of being on Eben, I mean, my hair was not moving, was not shifting. It started curling up. My edges were no longer
Do you like water-based gels? Because I can't use anything water-based.
I will say right now I am using edge control, but we will see in the next couple months if it will still work. Personally, I think Shea Moisture changed the formula. When I was in high school and middle school, Shea Moisture, bee's knees. When we got to college, my hair hated it.
Well, they changed the formula because the white girls started using it and then they sold it.
That's fair.
So.
But for some reason, like that. The minute my hair gets really like obsessed and reliant on a product, it starts like revolting. I'm like, what is going on? So unfortunately, I am constantly always having to change my routine or just like critique it a bit. I can look at products and know what will work with my hair, like based off of the way that the product is presented or the way that I feel the product. I can tell when I look at a mousse based off of its texture and the way it foams up, if my hair's gonna like it. I know that now. But bringing it back to Fenty hair. For me, I hear the concern of specifically Black women who were like, oh, I really thought this was going to be like a brand that was going to be putting out extensions. Wigs.
Oh, I also, to add to that, I personally, and it's no issue, but I personally have never seen Rihanna's hair until today. Like her natural hair. I think if she had dropped a dye, like a really good hair dye, a really good hair dye.
Like a fire truck red.
Yes, like a really good hair dye.
Yeah.
Or some like some extensions, like you said. Like really premium, high quality, like Brazilian bundles. Yeah. Or some Bayesian bundles.
Yeah.
something like that.
Ethically sourced.
Yes, ethically sourced hair.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of Black women specifically were looking for. Now, devil's advocate, we saw how Rihanna completely flipped the makeup industry on its ass. I'm wondering, based off of the product she's about to put out, now mind you, I have not seen the product. By the time this video comes out, y'all will have seen the products. Is she gonna put out products that we necessarily might not have seen yet? And I know there's a lot of products
you
on the
can
market.
only do but so much with hair care. And I feel like we have seen it all. And that's really no shade to Rihanna. I think that's just the hair care, Black hair care market in particular. Mm-hmm. And mind you, Black hair care has more products than the, like, what is geared toward white women. Mm-hmm. Shampoo, conditioner, dry shampoo. Mm-hmm. And, like, you know, maybe a heat protectant. And,
well, we have to think about
but I'm saying we need oils, we need a co-wash, we need a pre-wash, we need a conditioner, we need a detangler. Like, it's about, you could get a
serums,
good 15 to 20 products in one line. So I don't think Rihanna's going to give us anything we haven't seen. She did say that she wants to infuse it so it smells very good, like it's like a perfumey scent, which I can fuck with and I can get with. But again, is it enough to make me want to stop the stuff that I use? Because right now, I'm using Pureology and bitch. She eats.
You like it.
She eats. She quite literally eats. But also, like, Pureology's not cheap either.
Yeah.
It's just like $50, $60. Very small bottle.
You know what I want to try out? Inner Sense. That's a different conversation.
Oh.
The marketing is getting to me. It's getting to me.
Yeah, Inner Sense.
The only issue I have with as someone who has this is personal, but I know there are other people who deal with this. As someone who has scalp issues, whether it be dandruff or eczema or just having a sensitive scalp, I only push back on fragrances primarily because of that. I guess if she does it in a way where it's natural, because I do, like, currently I use a conditioner and shampoo that doesn't have a fragrance in it, but has natural ingredients that creates a very nice smell. I think that's what it sounded like on the website, where it's like we're using ingredients that have a strong and long lasting scent that will smell good once you put it on your hair versus like it's a scented. And one thing Rihanna knows, fragrance.
Yeah, no, fragrance. Yeah. I think,
listen,
I also think, and this is now becoming me getting into my Dr. Umar and capitalistic bag very quickly. I think it's a little irresponsible and Beyonce is included in this as well. Okay. And this is a celebrity culture thing, not a Rihanna specific or Beyonce specific thing. Okay. And so these celebrities, period. This is as somebody that is a very big fan of these two people. Okay. This is a celebrity culture thing. Right. I think it starts to become at a point extremely irresponsible to ask people to invest in things like hair care, skin care, things that kind of like honestly don't really matter or are very vain when the state of the world looks how it looks. Okay. And this is not me saying like, oh, they need to put their money, like y'all could be donating millions quietly. That's not what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is we are in a very crazy time of place right now. The economy is worse than it's ever been. The dollar will take you nowhere. Mm-hmm. Every time you go outside, you will spend at least $60. It used to be $40. It's giving $60 now. Ridiculous. People cannot afford. I spent $150 at Target the other day and got nothing.
Quite literally, trip on a regular basis is a minimum of $200.
Yes, you get quite literally nothing. So I think that now, like, it almost feels greedy to me for people like Rihanna to be like, I have makeup, I have hair care, I have skin care, I have perfume, I have a clothing line, and now I'm dropping a hair care line. I'm just like, whoa, like this is a lot you're asking for consumers and fans when the average American is bringing in less than $60K a year.
And there are more affordable options. So I think that needs to be taken into account. Who knows? I may try it because I do work in the beauty industry. I do work around people that work in the beauty industry.
and are gifted a lot of things,
and
it won't be
experience in the beauty.
it won't be hard for me to get my hands on. So I probably will try it at some point in time. It's really no tea.
Yeah.
But I think when I do play devil's advocate with things like that, I think that we should bring that up and talk about how like the state of the world, and you are just asking people to just like contribute to another venture of yours when it's just like Fenty makeup is really, really, really good.
She ate with that one.
It's really, really, really good
every day.
Exactly. So it's like, why do we need more?
Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No, I'm playing.
No, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm still curious. I do want to see, as someone who is like in creating hair content, I am interested nevertheless, and I do want to see what she does come out with to like break the mold if she does. Nevertheless, I hear everything you're saying, and I also think that there's a time to put out something that you want people to spend your money on, and I don't know if right now
I think right now just may not be a good
time. Is the time to direct people to put their money towards things like that.
A year ago today, I would have been like, yes,
for sure.
Maybe even a year ago, a year later today, yes. But as of right now, I just don't know. I just don't know if I just don't know. But I also feel the same about everybody going on tour at the same time, where it's just kind of like,
we ain't got the money.
We don't have the money. We like, in all honesty, we don't have the money. Like, I have a Beyonce concert ticket fund going right now.
She does.
But like, I really do. Like, it is a savings account that I have that I'm putting money towards. And by the time the tickets drop, whatever money is in that account is what I have to spend.
Yeah.
So if I got 500, you got to max out at 500. If I got it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I think now it's just kind of like, damn, this bitch want us to buy another thing. And it really sucks for people that really do fuck with these artists and these celebrities, and we really do want to support y'all, but it's just kind of like, so, and then you're going to go on tour and want us to spend thousands of dollars on that. And it's just like, and that's not their fault. That's a Ticketmaster issue. But again, I think we need to be cognizant of the fan base that supports you. And I think what is also a very reality, which is not the celebrity's fault, but people will go into debt for shit like this. And will spend money they don't have to support this artist. And I just think in the time, in the political climate, in the economic climate, and just like, I just don't know if I think it's responsible to be asking more people to drop products when you already yourself have like 6 or 7 business ventures that all do extremely well.
Right.
And are doing very, very well. So, I'm excited to see it. I am. I think the promo was great. And I love Rihanna. I do. And at some point, I probably will try Fenty hair, but I'm not rushing to get the first.
I can't rush for it. I ain't got no job.
Exactly. I'm not rushing for it. And I'm going to get it when I get it.
Right. And that's what it gives.
I'm going to get it when I get it.
That is what it gives.
And Sacred, honestly, is doing the same.
I will say this. I did hop onto Sacred because the marketing got me. But I will say this.
But also, Tina used to own a hair salon. So it's also like,
Robin,
it was beyond
Beyonce. It was beyond Beyonce.
And I think that's also my thing with Rihanna. Love her. But do you have a solidified history to the hair care industry? And not saying you have to have one, but it is a good selling point. Where it's like, because while Beyonce's name...
look to her for her iconic wigs, her iconic hair colors, and the way that she transforms her hair, period. I don't know if people... But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if people are looking to her for hair product. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I said. When she dropped that, I said, oh. And then the people I was with, when they dropped it, they said, oh, Fenty hair. We was like, okay.
We're going to go in circles, but I will be trying it out for sure. I do want to see what it is that Rihanna comes up with, because I think she is a genius on a certain level as a business person that I will say, I don't know if every celebrity has. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a business girl.
Yeah.
Business woman.
Exactly. But also too, I will say Sacred Hair Care does have a personal, so the products smell like my great grandmother. And I can't hold you. That does it for me. The products work amazing, but that fragrance alone, when I smell it, I smell my great grandmother. I made my family members smell it, and they were like, "Oh, this is Nanny."
Period.
When you have, like, that's the thing about olfactory, right? Scents, smells, they can remind you of a person. They can remind you of a time, a memory. And that's what's so great about it. And I don't want to go too far deep, but I will just say, thank you, Beyonce, for giving me a reminiscent moment of my great-grandmother. But, yeah.
You know, Yvette, we just sent us a little bag. Parkwood. I know y'all are watching. Also,
too, the way that influencers... Like, the way she had that influencer event, that was very smart of Beyonce.
Yes. I think what really sold it for me, Crystal and Kid Fury.
Remy Ashton and Alicia Marie.
Yeah. It felt very thoughtful.
It did.
It felt very thoughtful. And having Tina come in there and cut them people hair.
Could you imagine?
I would put that on my resume. Tina Knowles cut my hair.
Miss Tina Knowles has her fingers in your scalp.
Yep.
I would be a professional regardless, but I would be like, this is really mother. Like,
but I also think Sacred, and I'm stepping away from Fenty here. Sacred to me represents something that we have been looking for, not only in the hair care industry, but in the hairstylist industry for so long, because we have been dealing with these bullshit ass IG hairstylist. You get there, you gotta come with your hair washed, braided, blow dried. You gotta come with the weave sewn in to get styled. And I think they brought back honestly, I'm done with the unlicensed girlies.
Yeah.
And they have brought back just like true hair care, because I think what people forget,
licensed professionals.
What people forget is that hairstylists once upon a time used to do hair care. You walked in every 2 weeks and they took care of your hair. They don't do that anymore.
Some people still go to the salon every couple weeks, but
not everybody.
It's
and
most
it's
also
also
do it at home.
It's not as affordable as it once used to be, because you used to get a silk press and curl and deep conditioner for $50.
That is true.
And unless you go to the Dominicans, you cannot get that. So
shout out to our Dominicanas.
So I think that's what Sacred brought back. Sacred brought back just the salon experience, which is something that I personally miss. I have not found a salon home yet, which I'm not upset. But I vividly remember being in the beauty shop at the ages of 2, 3, 4, getting my hair braided, getting my hair pressed, being in there with my mom, listening to grown women talk, just being in the beauty salon.
Yes.
And they would use the same products on my hair. And I used to be in the hair salon faithfully every 2 weeks, sometimes every week.
Hours on end.
And they would use the same products and my hair would grow because I had somebody taking care of my hair. And I think that's what Sacred brought back. So we're going to see about Fenty. I also want to see real reviews and not people just like eating Rihanna's ass. Yes.
Yeah, I hear you.
I want to hear the real shit.
I will say this though. Sacred is so good.
And you know what really sold it for me? When the hairstylist got on there and they were like, this shit is the truth. And I do believe it is, but I just had braids in the whole time.
They're using it in the salons. And I will tell you, my sister is a licensed cosmetologist, hairstylist here in New York City.
# licensed. Because a lot of y'all cannot relate.
Shout out to, if you're looking for a hairstylist, and this is for all hair types, my sister has a literal 4C curl type, okay? And she's doing from literal pin straight to tight coils. Okay?
She did my big chop. She dyed me up. Did all that.
She does it all. She has coworkers who are using Sacred in the salons. She does.
Yeah.
And she told me she's gonna be trying it out as well. But the week it dropped, she was like, yeah, I have my fellow like coworkers have already been using it and they're in love with the results. When you see people who are licensed, who do that shit for real, who study hair, who study the scalp, who understand skin, that speaks volumes, right?
And that's my issue when now everybody wants to have a line. And this is not about Rihanna anymore. This is just in general. This is not my issue when everybody wants to have some sort of something, some sort of line, makeup line, da-da-da. I'm sorry, but we need to reserve it to the girls, have a love for this and are not looking for a quick money grab. And two, people that actually know what they're talking about. That's why one size is so good, because Patrick Starr knows the basis and the basics of makeup.
Patrick Starr has done the work.
And I think that's what happens is you also drop these little foo-foo ass lines, and which I hope is not the case with Fenty.
Yeah.
But they drop these little foo-foo ass lines, and everybody just want to put their name on something and get a little quick money grab. But it's just like, it's shit.
Yeah.
It's literally shit. Like, spend some time in the lab. And also, if you're passionate about something, money will come.
Yeah.
If you know you really like to
do
draw
it 'cause it's from
and
the
you
heart.
really want to do prints, why would you drop a makeup line? Makeup coloring book, makeup print, like you can do. The money will come. The people will follow. I think a prime example of this is Legos. Who would have ever thought some shit like Legos would be as popular as it is? Legos has been popular since we were children.
Somebody who's like, in the mind of a child.
But not even a child, just people.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like people flocked to that. So it's just kind of like...
People still go see Legos on display because it's such a work of art.
Yes, but my point is that you built something that, one, is unique to you.
Yeah.
I'm talking like the founder of Legos built something that's unique to you. Nobody in the industry has this or has made something like this. Yeah. And I'm sure people probably told him, it's like, this is stupid as fuck. You're making building blocks. And it's like, so... This very lucrative industry of Legos. And honestly, you cannot replicate Lego.
You can't.
You can't replicate the one size setting spray.
It's like 3D puzzles.
You cannot replicate that. So I think more people need to take that approach when they go into
a business venture.
Of any sort of business venture. Example, Megan Thee Stallion. Why are you not dropping a cognac?
Cognac queen.
Why are we getting a tequila? We want a cognac. And I don't even drink cognac. I don't even drink cognac, but
when you think
need
of
a
Megan
cognac.
Thee Stallion, well, honestly, Megan could do a couple things. She could come out with an anime. Oh. Megan really...
like an action figure.
Megan should pull a Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
And direct...
And produce
I can
fuck with that.
Anime.
I can fuck with that.
People trust her with anime.
Oh, I also think what's better is... I'm about to do a little plug right here. Okay. Apple TV Plus has a new show called Drops of God. Which is about this woman. Her father died, owned this winery, and she has to compete with this man who her father called his spiritual son, for her inheritance, which is a winery, millions of dollars, and like his entire wine cellar, which is like full of hundreds of thousands of wines. Right. That show, which is so very good, is based off of an anime. Megan could even do something like that. Yes. Now, let me disclaimer. The show is only in French and Japanese. It's very little English.
That's fine. I will watch shows that are in different
only
languages.
Only in French and Japanese. It's very, very good. But
I watch shows in Spanish and French all the time.
It's based off of an anime. And I think if Megan maybe were to flip it to some real live action, I could get with that.
But she could do full on anime.
Oh, she could as well. She could as well. But in case
she studies anime,
Megan Thee Stallion and team, just in case you wanted a little softer entry. I do TV writing as well. I do social media writing.
Right, I do content creation. I can help you out with the marketing of the series, the movie, whatever you want to do. Just hire from the chaos.
Yeah, just hire from the chaos. Yeah, we'll let you know our retainer prices.
I'm dead. Nevertheless,
but yeah,
I'm dead. We yapped so much on that segment, more than I thought we would.
We did.
We must move on.
We're going to move on, and I just want to keep it light. Into the Martini Club.
All right.
Let's talk about the state of dating. Okay. Are you talking to anybody? Seeing anybody? But the first question I want to ask, because I feel like this has been a conversation of late, how do you feel about one night stands, and are they something you can get behind?
Yeah,
for yourself.
I will say right now, I'm not looking for a one night stand. But in general, I can get behind one night stands. Okay. I think there's a time where people go through phases where they're not looking for anything serious. They want a little one night stand. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, coochie crack.
Just please use protection, and that's all I ask.
Please do use protection.
Okay, we do not I want to prevent us from getting pregnant, getting an STD.
Pregnancy is a big one, y'all. The girls are getting trapped. Don't get pregnant. The girls are getting trapped.
In this political
They're
environment.
getting trapped.
In this political environment, you must be partaking in birth control and condoms as much as you can, because I know some places in this country, there's very little access to women being able to protect themselves on various different levels. So nevertheless, please protect yourself, and that's all I ask.
Wrap it up.
That's all I ask. On the front of pregnancy, on the front of STDs. Yeah.
I personally can get behind the one night stand.
Okay.
I just think with the one night stand, you gamble with, is this night that we're about to have, is it going to be good? Because I have had a couple where I just feel like I just wasted my time.
That's fair. But you don't know that because you probably fucked up in the moment.
Not all the time.
Oh.
Not all the time.
Okay.
A good majority of the times I have been under some sort of influence, but like not all the time.
I've only done one night stands not sober, so maybe that speaks about me.
No. I feel like I've had I've had at least one drink, but there are times where I've been like, bitch, I'm sober, and other times I've been like, ooh, I'm drunk.
But now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever actually had a one night stand. Like, I think I've like had a situation where we've maybe had sex a couple of times, and then like a week or two later we're like,
Okay, I will tell a story.
But I've never like had sex with somebody and never spoke to them again right after that.
I will tell a story.
Okay.
When I went to Paris very recently, did I tell you this? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And when you told me this, I was like,
I was even shocked with myself. I went to Paris. I went out, and Kennedy called him an in it. he was from London. She was like,
London mom.
I met an in it who relocated to Paris.
Okay.
He was fluent in French, which to me just
bonsoir.
Good evening. And I went back to his apartment with him. Mind you, I'm in Paris. I'm in a foreign country, and I hope my parents are not listening to this right now.
Check out Chauncey and Justin.
Yeah, check out. Turn the podcast off. But no, I went back to his apartment with him.
Okay.
I knew this man's first name only. We danced together to this day. Still only know that man's first name.
Do you have any contact information?
I'm gonna tell you. Only, and we did what we did. And after we did, he went to the bathroom. I got up. By the time he came out the bathroom, I had all my clothes on, and he was like, "What are you about to do?" And I said, "I'm about to leave." And he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not staying here." I was like, I'm going back. So he was like, "Oh, you just came here." He was like, "You just came here to fuck?" And I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Okay, well." He was like, "Do you want me to walk you downstairs?" I was like, "No, I'm good." So, I go back to my Airbnb. Sheila is up waiting for me. And
I love Sheila.
I was like, "Hey,
she's
girl."
probably in the living room with the lights off.
No, quite literally. She was in the bed. She was like, "Hey." Mind you, at this point, it's like almost 6 a.m. And I was like, "Hey, Sheila." So we're in there, we're talking.
Shout out
on
to
the
Sheila.
last night in Paris, they happened to be at the same club, so he ended up meeting us again. And him and one of my friends ended up getting into it outside of the club. At this point, I still don't have this man's phone number. Okay. I only know his nickname. I don't know his real name. And this is probably like a little irresponsible. Whatever, I'm young and tired. It's probably a little irresponsible. And it's whatever, but he was cute though. So I was like, it was cool. But I think that after the one night stand, it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
It wasn't worth it because I was just like, I didn't have to do that. Okay. It was fine, but I didn't have to do that. And by the time I landed in the United States, I had unfollowed and blocked him on Instagram.
Damn.
Yep.
You didn't even give him a chance.
Nope. So he found a way to find me and then DM'd me. It was like, "Oh, so we're unfollowing each other, yeah?" Didn't respond to that.
Chandler, why though?
Him and the other person I went to Paris with got into it outside of the club that we were at. Now, mind you, Yes.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I never had plans to talk to him outside of leaving Paris anyway. This was just like me having fun on a vacation.
With women? That's weird.
But he called her a bitch. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're done. I wasn't finna talk to you anyway, but I need you to feel.
I was
like, I need you to see that you are done.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And also, so then he tried to do something. I don't care
what the cultural confusion is there.
So then he said something else, and then somehow I got brought up in the conversation because, like, you know, when I was in Paris, I was pulling niggas. I didn't speak none of liquor French, and I was pulling. And that's first and foremost. So you know, I was over there trying to hit my little 1-2 with this other fine man on, you know, a little bit over, and I hear him.
I wish I saw what he looked like.
I hear him across the street yelling, "But I still hit though! But I still hit though!" No. And I was like, no.
Yeah, go ahead, block his ass.
Go ahead, block that. Tiffany, by the time we even got in the Uber, it was done. Like, it was clipped for him.
That's crazy.
And I was on my way back to New York.
I still hit though. Yeah, you're done.
You're done. You're done. You're done. And this is also why he was also my age. 25
or 24?
He was 24.
Okay.
And I was just like, this, so I can't. And I feel like I can tell that story now because it was just like, that was like 3 months ago. But
he's not watching this podcast.
Girl, even if he was, I don't give a fuck.
Right? Does it look like I give a fuck?
Because I don't. Because I don't.
Shout out to Tiffany Paula, the real HBI.
But yeah, that was my one true. We had one night and I never spoke to you again. But even if that situation had not happened, I still probably would have never spoke to him. I didn't want to.
I mean, he was in London, so it's like, unless like y'all had a moment where you just, oh, this might be the person of my dreams or whatever, then there's really no point.
He didn't give that. Now, he had a fantastic job.
What was his job?
He worked in aerospace engineering.
That nigga made a lot of money.
Yeah, and he was
he a black man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you never had sex with a non-black? I'm sorry. I'm just wondering. Would you have?
This coochie is for colors only.
Oh my god! Well, colors is more than black.
This coochie is for blacks only.
So you would.
Now, okay. So there was one time a couple years ago where I was really feeling this Puerto Rican man. And he was not a Afro-Latino. He was just Latino. But it never got to that point. But I would have.
Eurocentric.
He was Latino.
We're gonna get canceled. Anyways, go on.
He was not Afro-Latino. So
okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
But I will say, and on another note, and I guess we can have this conversation now on the podcast. So I was kind of waiting for a point to bring this up. That being in Paris that one little week, I did a lot of, I guess you could say soul searching or whatever.
Right.
But I think that one night stand, while that was not the man it was whatever. Mm-hmm. It did wake me up to the point that I am a queer person that wants to be in relationship with other queer people.
That's fair.
So if you identify as man, woman, trans, non-binary, whatever it is, I would like you to fall, if not under the umbrella of queer, open to different things. And
that's fair.
Be that what it may.
Okay.
Just open to different things. So I think that's what that taught me. Because I think for a long time, for a little bit, I was identifying as a lesbian, which I love women. I do. I am a fan of the girls. I'm a fan of the girls. But I was like, this almost feels limiting to me because I would date somebody that does not identify as a woman, but is not a man. Or I would date somebody that's non-binary, or I would date somebody trans. So just kind of like, I just feel like this umbrella term does not
I'm very big on non-labels.
Yes. I think I was trying to.
I like to say I'm a lover of people.
Yes, I think I was trying to give myself a label so I could feel at home in a community that I was not the most familiar with.
Yeah.
Which I think what I do now, when people ask me sexuality, I am queer. And if you really want to get technical, I am pansexual.
Okay.
But like at its base, I am a queer Black woman.
Fair.
And yeah, I do, but I also do like people as well.
Yeah.
I like people, just good looking people.
Period.
Great looking people even.
Great.
Fine. Actually.
Well, I think.
Oh, you don't have nothing to share? I told that whole story. You got nothing to share? Nothing from college?
Share it at this time.
Nothing from college? Nothing old? Nothing, Tiffany. You know how much it took me to talk.
I have nothing to share on the one night stand.
Just like a little story.
I feel like your story suffice.
Okay. That's okay.
Just know I'm dating.
Am I dating?
No, but I am.
Oh.
So, no, but... Well, I don't know. You haven't told me you've been dating actively. I feel like you're just in a transitional moment where you're like, I just fucking moved into my apartment. Like,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe next week I'll have more to say, but I feel like I liked your story.
My shenanigans. My
yeah.
shenanigans.
And your insight and your being open to discussing yourself.
I cannot believe I'm actually being that open. I can't believe I'm telling my business on the
There's
on the
nothing
internet.
wrong with that. This man is never going to see this.
No, it's not about this man. It's about me.
Yeah, but you didn't say anything that was like,
I'm telling the internet I'm sexually active.
Okay. And who the fuck is not?
Y'all know I'm a little prude. I don't like to telling people,
Girl.
I'm an asexual.
Sexual liberation here today, tomorrow. Please.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday,
right.
and the day after
Forever.
that. Forever.
But with that being said, I think we might have finished our 11th episode. We got it past
11.
the 10 episodes.
We got it.
People, like, they say, like, what is, I don't even know the ratio, but they say, like, 80 or 90% of podcasts
don't make it to 10.
Don't make it to 10.
And we made it to 11,
and
bitch.
we made it to 11. So, cheers to that.
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch.
And we invite you to join us next week on another episode of the Feminine Chaos Podcast. Bye, Bookies.
Bye.